going on, everyone? It's Austin, the sports man here, and in today's video we're going to be doing the NBA pretenders, contenders, or joke for the entire league. So starting off, we have the New York Knicks. The Knicks can win, but I feel like they have a good consistency of winning, but I don't really see them winning that much. So I'm gonna say this team is contenders because they'll make it to the second round and probably lose. Next up, we have the Boston Celtics. They're definitely contenders for sure. They're currently 22-10. They're just like really good, and they just outplay everyone every game. And not accepting that they lost the NBA Finals and adding Malcolm Brogdon was a good move for them. So yeah. Next up, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers got off to a slow start, but I definitely think this team is contenders. They know how to win games, and they just are consistently winning out there every game. And I mean, like they're just they could go very far in the playoffs. Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets. This team is serious contenders. They're always on a hot run, and they're just currently set at 20-12. They're really just winning games usually. Like right now, they're on a winning streak of 7. They're just like really good. Last 10, 9-1. They're just consistently winning, and I think that if that carries into the playoffs, they'll be really good. Now, next up, we have the Toronto Raptors. They currently sit at 14-18. I'm gonna say they're pretenders. I'm not gonna put the entire Atlantic Division at contenders. I mean, I would if everyone was a contender, but they're not. So the Raptors currently sit at 14-18. They're just not extremely consistent. They have their last 10 they were 3-7. They're just not consistent. And I've seen a couple Raptors YouTubers like Toronto Sports Raptors or just a Raptors fan. They said, should we bash now and just restart all over, or should we keep going and that stuff? And then they talked about it, but I don't know. I think they should just finish the season and then start rebuilding. All right, on to the next division. We got the Southeast Division. Starting off with the Washington Wizards. I think this team is pretenders. I mean, they've won some games this season, but they're not like consistent enough. In their last 10, they were 1-9. They've just been struggling lately. And actually, I'm gonna put them at joke because of how bad they've been struggling lately. I think that it was a mistake to draft Johnny Davis, and they're gonna drop down. Next will be the Charlotte Hornets. I think that the Charlotte Hornets are also a joke too. They currently sit at 8-24 with a 1-9 last 10, and they just have been struggling all season long to win games. And I get it, they have LaMelo Ball, but it'd be exciting to see LaMelo Ball in the playoffs. But they just consistently lose. They're not like pretenders where they win every other game. They're a joke. They don't win any games at all, really. Next will be the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks, these guys are pretenders. They currently sit at 16-16 with the last 10 of 4-6. Sumo had a pretty good buzzer beater on them, and I'm glad that was a fun shot to watch, and I'm glad he hit that. And the Hawks are just gonna continue to have their midseason, and maybe they'll find their way in the play-in tournament, but probably not. Next up, we have the Miami Heat. This team is pretenders. This team currently sits at 16-16 with a 6-4 last record. This team lost to the Bulls. Like they lost to the Bulls twice at home. They just maybe outside of that they would be 16-14. They just have no consistency of winning. Like they'll win, they'll lose. Oh, they'll go on a hot run, and then this team has no consistency of winning, and I think they're pretenders. The Orlando Magic. Next up, I think these guys are I think they're pretenders. I think they're improving, but yeah, winning streak of 7-3. So they're on a hot run right now after having a bad season last year. But I still do not see them changing anything. So I think that they're decent. Next would be the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are contenders. Sorry, I didn't mean to put them in joke. They're contenders. They currently sit at 22-11, and they just have a consistency of winning streak of 5-7-3. They're just like really good in that stuff, and they just continue to win. They have a very good consistency of winning. Signing Donovan Mitchell was a good decision this offseason. And yeah, they just have a consistency of winning. Next up, we have the Detroit Pistons. Sorry, Detroit Pistons fans, or any Detroit sports fans, so that's what I call your city because you guys suck at sports. Detroit Pistons, they're a joke. They're 8-26, worst in the NBA Eastern Conference. I don't think they're the worst in the league, but they're sitting at 235, and then the Rockets are 290. So the Pistons just can't win. They just don't. They just never put it together. And I know a Pistons fan on the internet. His name's Sports Mania. Go sub to him if you haven't. Probably a lot of people have. He knows they suck, and so do I. So that's why they're a joke. Next up we have the Pacers. Pacers are pretenders. They got off to a hot start, and their last 10 they were 4-6. They got to step it up. They got to keep going like they were at the beginning of the season if they want to be contenders in the playoffs. Maybe be like a 7 seed, or 7 seed, 8 seed is not a contender. 6 seeds just sneaking in. It's kind of in the middle. 5 seed is a contender. So you can definitely win at the 5 seed spot. 6 seed, you gotta get lucky, and then 7 and 8 is you gotta get real lucky. Next up, we have the Bucks. These guys are serious contenders. They currently sit at 22-9. Last 10, 7-3. They're just like really good, and they just know how to win every single game. And they're so good. They'll have their bad games, but like they consistently win. It's just how it is for Milwaukee. How it's been since I think 2018 through 19 season. That's how it's been since they've been really good. Next up, we have my team, the Chicago Bulls. I think that these guys are pretenders. They currently sit at 13-18, so they're making a run. Their last 10, they're 4-6, but they're on a winning streak or 2. Hopefully, that can continue tomorrow when we play the Knicks. But they're definitely on a hot run. I definitely think they have a bunch of talent, but they don't have that. We can never put it together some games, and yeah, we definitely have so much talent, but we just can never put it together. Next up, we're moving on to the Western Conference. We have the Denver Nuggets. They currently sit at 19-11, which is they're contenders for this playoffs. Very strong contenders. I definitely think they have the talent they need to win this year, and not like win the national championship, but like get far into the playoffs, maybe to the conference finals, but I don't know. Next will be the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves are pretenders. They killed us on Sunday. They're currently on a 5-5 in their last 10. They just like win every other game. It's just like that's not gonna work. That's not gonna get you anywhere. That's gonna get you to the 8 seed, and then when you play the Nuggets, it's not gonna help y'all at all. They're not gonna give you every other game and that stuff. Next up, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder, I would say pretenders. They still can win games. They currently sit at 14-18. Winning streak of 3 though, last 5-5. So they're making a small run right now. Hopefully that could continue for them. I mean, I don't care if it doesn't, but for them, they probably want it to continue, and hopefully they can get going. So, or else they're gonna stay at pretenders. Yeah, pretty much. The Jazz. The Jazz are 18-16. They have a 5-5 last 10. They had a hot start, and then they had a little slower run, but then now they're back in the mid. So I'm gonna say this team is pretenders. They were supposed to be a joke this offseason, but that's what everyone was saying. Like, if they were like how they were projected this offseason, I would have put them at joke and that stuff. Yeah. Next up, we have the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers. I think this team is I think this team are pretenders. I mean, they're on a run. They're 7 seed. Last 10, they were 6-4, but they are on a losing streak of 2. But that's just 2 games. And the Portland Trailblazers just are not super consistent. So I'm going to put them at pretenders. Next will be the Memphis Grizzlies. These guys are serious contenders. They currently sit at 19-11 with a losing streak of 2, but they have 7-3 in their last 10. So they just had 2 bad games, and they're on a run in 19-11. I definitely think that they will step it up more. It'll be as the season goes on, because currently we're at like 30 games right now. If once we hit 82, they will definitely be up there with like 50, like high 50s, mid 60s wins, maybe high 60s. I don't think they'll get that good, but next up we have the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are contenders. They are in a hot run right now. They currently sit at 18-12. Losing streak of 4 though, so they're not doing so good, but they are on a they are 6-4 in their last 10. So they've been selling lately, but I definitely think that this team can still contend if they can get it together. Next will be the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets currently sit at 9-22. Losing streak of 4 in their last 10 was 4-6. So they weren't terrible in their last 4-6, but this team's still a joke. They just don't win ever, like that stuff. And yeah, pretty much they just don't win. That's all I gotta say. Next will be the Mavericks. The Mavericks are pretenders. This team like can win, but then they don't win, and then they go on a slow run, and then they're winning streak of 1, but they're 5-5 in their last 10. Currently sitting at 16-16. They're just like always just slow. They're just slowing it down so much, and like they just win every other game, and it's not working for them, and it's not going to get them anywhere in the playoffs. Next will be the San Antonio Spurs. They currently sit at 10-20 with a winning streak of 1, but 4-6 in their last 10. I think this team is a joke. They can't win, and I don't think they'll ever win really at all, but yeah, pretty much. Next will be the Clippers. The Clippers I think they're contenders. I think they can go somewhere in the playoffs. But I definitely do not like I definitely think that they're going to go to like round 2 and lose. Their last 10, they were 6-4, winning streak of 2. They're just doing so alright, and I definitely think they should, they're supposed to be the best team in the league, the Western Conference, and I predicted them like 7th seed and about around here, so I'm looking right so far, but who knows. Phoenix Suns, next up, we have them. This team is contenders. Just because they had some drama over the offseason doesn't mean they're bad. They still beat the Warriors twice, and I remember seeing beef between one of my supporters, James the Sports Guy, and one of my supporters, Bay Area Sports, J Mouse. Losing streak of 1, they're 4-6, so 19-13. It was just, I think they're definitely contenders for now. Next up, we have the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are looking serious. 17-13 are out there, the 6th seed. I'm gonna say they're pretenders though. I mean they're stepping up from. Actually, no, I'm gonna say they're contenders because of how well they've been playing. Let's see, they're on a 6-4, so they aren't winning too consistently, but I think I'll give them that one. They're kind of like on the line. Next will be the Golden State Warriors. I wouldn't say this team's a joke. They're just pretenders. They're like sitting in there. They're really just not like that team anymore. They were serious contenders. They won the finals, and they're just not that team anymore. Losing streak of 2, 4-6, just in their last 10, just 15-18, just nothing's right for them at all. Next will be the Lakers. The Lakers currently sit at 13-18. I'm gonna say they're pretenders. They have a losing streak of 2-4-6, but this team's like really bad. But I think that they'll go to the play-in tournament. They'll sneak into the play-in tournament. Not even really. I don't know if they'll go there. They'll definitely choke in the play-in tournament. So yeah, that's all I got. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Comment your opinion on these rankings. Comment who your team is and if you agree. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.